Hey, 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 my lovelies. Welcome to my channel. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to the Daily Vibration. So if you are new to the channel, welcome. If you're a returning subscriber, welcome back. My name is Kamoy, and we are doing the Daily Vibration for today, August 25th, 2021. Now, ruling number of the day is the number 2. So we're talking about duality. We're also talking about love. We're also talking about balance, right? So you have an option or you have an opportunity today to tap into your higher self using a lot of different vibrations. So let's jump into this, right? So as we move through the daily vibration today, you need to keep in mind that energy is fluid. So whenever you click on this video or this episode, if the message resonates and it vibrates, you want to go ahead and take what you need and leave what you do not, and maybe shelf what you don't understand in case you need to circle on back. Okay, now I also want to let you guys know that trusting your intuition and communicating with the spiritual realm, that class is coming up starting September 11th. So you guys definitely want to make sure that you are checking out my Instagram. The information started going up yesterday, so you want to make sure that you check out my Instagram post for that, where you can find all of how you can sign up for that class. So I'm super excited about that. Oh, not to mention the manifestation call on Clubhouse is going to be popping off also on Thursdays, and then Relationship Chronicles and Spiritual Conversations is back, but that's going to be on Clubhouse on Fridays. I'm excited about that. So there's a lot of things coming up, and we gonna have a lot of fun, y'all. Okay, so let's kind of jump into what's going on in the energy and the atmosphere today. So today the vibration is all about relationships. When I pulled the cards today and I started to meditate in the message, each and every one of the message talked about relationships. So it seems like that's what we're vibrating today, is all about relationships, right? We do have the sun in Virgo, so you have your health and your well-being. You also have the moon in Aries, that is first house energy, right? So we are talking about your life. We're also talking about your body. We're talking about your foundation. We're talking about your appearances. We're also talking about your personality. This is the house of awareness. This is where you create your I amness. So you might find today people want to stand in their strength today. Okay, you may find that that is something that people want to stand in today, is their strength, okay? First house energy is a house of beginnings, and it's also the house of spirit, right? So you definitely want to tap into that today. Can I just tell y'all something? We have new energy in the atmosphere, but we also have this transition that we're going to be taking and undergoing within Virgo season and Libra season. And by the time we get to Scorpio season, you're going to see a great major part of that transformation unfolding, right? A lot of what's going to be transforming right now is going to be taking a look at relationships, right? And not just the relationship with other people, but also the relationship that you have with yourself. One of the things that I heard personally in meditation today is I am going through so many different changes right now, like a lot of different changes. And there are a lot of things that I may have put on hold that I can no longer pause. Okay, so there are a lot of things that are unfolded in my life right now that I may have put on hold that I can no longer pause. Meaning that I have to just deal with things as they come. There are things that I can no longer pause. There are things that I can't, there are things that I may have put on the shelf, whether it's emotionally, mentally, or physically, that I am now having to go take off of the shelf because now it's time to get you done, okay? Now, let me just also say this. One of the things that we talk about with this energy is that you're not just responsible for mastering your sun sign, aka the month that you were born. You're also responsible for mastering all 12 aspects of the zodiac wheel. So that's your sun sign and all of the 11 of the zodiac signs within the zodiac wheel. And that is really because we interact with those different types of zodiac energies and archetypes throughout our day, throughout our relationships, and also within our personalities. Okay, so these are archetypes within our psyche, right? Now, and part of knowing thyself is really to understand yourself from the archetypal level of the zodiac wheel, okay? Now, let's talk about the message for today. First of all, we're going to start off with the earth energy because we are in Virgo season. And I did tell you guys that we are definitely now at the place in Virgo season where we are talking about, I want to say this is like a house of fortune. right? This is where you can find also the house of sickness, the house of well-being. This is the house of injuries, okay? And I want to say this is the house, can be like the house of what keeps you enslaved and the house that keeps you trapped, okay? And we are in that month where you're going to have to reevaluate some things from the aspect of that Virgo energy, okay? So when we're talking about the Virgo energy, we are talking about, like I said, health, well-being. This is the work area. This is maybe sickness. This is also injuries. So you might want to be careful this month, especially if you know your tendency to be clumsy. You definitely want to pay attention to that. This is also the house, most importantly, of self-improvement. This is the house of I serve and how you move throughout your daily life. Okay. This is also the house that's ruled by Mercury along with Gemini, right? So there's a analytical aspect or a communicative aspect, but more on the analytical side. So being able to analyze things, you can find unfolding within this energy. Okay, so we're going to start off with the earth element. The earth element and the earth signs are going to be Capricorn, they're going to be Taurus, and they're going to be Virgo. But if you're not a Capricorn, if you're not a Taurus, and if you're not a Virgo, how you want to apply this message is you want to apply this message to the material realm. This is the physical realm. These are the things in the physical realm that you may need to take and pay attention to. Your relationships, the house, the car, the bills, okay? Now, today you have meditation popping up in your physical realm, okay? So it's asking you to come into a place of meditation today. So you may want to stop, think, and breathe before you react. You also have my life is about my relationships popping up today as your message. My life is about my relationships. And it says, you will never find yourself in a point in time when the subject of relationships is not an active part of your now experience. Everything you perceive or notice or know is because of your relationship with something else. Without that comparative experience, you would be unable to perceive or focus on any kind of understanding within yourself. Therefore, it is an accurate assessment to say without relationships, you could not exist at all. So this is asking you to meditate before you move into, instead of seeing things from a perspective of being the victim in a situation, or maybe seeing how someone hurts you, right? Go back to learning the lesson from the situation. Go back to, okay, that might have been painful, but thank you for showing me that, because now I can appreciate this, okay? So don't focus so much on the things that you fear. You definitely want to feel those feelings that you were feeling, the anger, the regret, the guilt. You want to feel those feelings, and then you want to ask yourself, what are those feelings attached to, so you can move past those feelings, okay? Sometimes when you ask yourself a question, and because you may not like the answer to that question, you tend to ignore the answer, but that doesn't mean that the answer is not true, especially if you're asking yourself questions about yourself, okay? So meditation in your life is all about your relationships today in the material realm. So you want to definitely stop and think before you move in the material plane today, or think about how your relationship is connected to the things in the material world today. Are you in materialistic relationships? Okay. Does your relationships require you to be responsible? And if so, are you taking that responsibility to make sure that your relationships is moving in the direction that they should be moving in? Okay. So now we're going to hop on over to the earth, the air element, And within the air element, if you are not an air sign, which is Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius, you're going to apply this to your thinking. This is going to be your mental and your spiritual thinking. Okay, now what's popping up here for the air elements is honesty. You want to be honest with yourself. We just talked about that. Be honest with yourself, right? And then your wisdom card is, I can look for things I appreciate in relationships. I can look for things I appreciate in relationships. And the message is simple. It says, you cannot get the relationship of your dreams when you are a chronic thoughts of relationships that feel lonely or angry or worried or disappointed. But as you look for the things you appreciate in yourself and others, as you make a list of positive aspects of the past and the present relationships, you train your vibrational offering to match the vibration of your desires. And your perfect mate must come. It's the law, right? So we're not even talking about so much a perfect mate in the physical, a perfect mate in your love as far as how you see a thing, right? It could be a perfect mate in your thoughts. It could be a perfect mate in your feelings, okay? So that perfect feeling could match the vibration in which you want to manifest in, right? So don't let that perfect relationship just be a physical relationship. Let that perfect relationship be one with your thinking. That inner dialogue that you have with yourself is what it's asking for you to do today, is to be honest with yourself. Okay, so in the material realm, it's saying meditate. You want to make sure that you are stopping and pausing before you take any type of actions in the material realm today. In your thinking, you definitely want to be honest with yourself. When we hop on over to the water energy, which is going to be Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces, we're dealing with your emotions, your feelings. So if you're not a water sign, that is okay, okay? But what you can do, my love, is you can tap into, the message is you may feel in your emotions today that things are complicated, right? It's complicated is what's popping out for you today. But the wisdom paired with this complicated is I have the power to direct my own thoughts. I have the power to direct my own thoughts. Okay? You have the power to direct your own thoughts today to feel the way you feel. Okay? Your thoughts do create the reality that you live. And one of the most exciting things about beginning the process of deliberately focused thoughts is the law of attraction. It will bring you the evidence of your improved thoughts immediately. While old patterns may be hard to break, and you may slip back and forth into patterns from time to time, evidence of your efforts will be undeniable to you. And before long, you will match the effortless vibration of spending your time trying not to dodge negative conversations or thoughts. A trained thought can bring about better behavior and better and improved relationships. Okay, so you need to know that. You got the power to create your own thoughts today. Even though things may be complicated today, you need to know that you got the power to create your own thoughts, and thoughts manifest into things. Okay? All right. So in the fire energy today, which is going to be Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius, that's all about action. Okay? If you are not a fire sign, this is the action or the movement that you may need to take today. And today is saying be obedient to your intuition. Be obedient. Okay? And your wisdom message is, I can focus what I do want in relationships. I can focus on what I do want in relationships today. So be obedient. Focus on what you do want in your relationships today. The message is saying, by focusing upon the wanted characteristics of those around you, you train your vibrational frequency to an offering to match the best in them. Which means that when you are training yourself to see the best in people, you can then begin to experience the best that people have to offer. When you train yourself to see the worst in people, then vibrationally, your offering can only bring out the worst that others have to offer. All right? So in your action today, move the way you want things to unfold. Okay? Move the way you want things to unfold today. All right? So at any given point in time, my loves, you have the power to tap into any of these energies if you want to, okay? Whether it's in the material realm, the realm of thinking, the realm of feeling, or the realm of doing, taking action, movement, okay? You got to be mindful not to be afraid of the dark, because out of darkness comes enlightenment. You want to definitely go ahead and do something kind for yourself, okay? You want to definitely love yourself. And today you want to start to cultivate not just a relationship with other people, but begin to cultivate the relationship that you have with yourself. Begin to love yourself. Begin to tell yourself the truth. Begin to tell yourself that you appreciate yourself. Begin to tell yourself that you got it going on. Yeah, I'm about to write me a whole new list of affirmations, y'all, right? So we're in a new season. There's newness happening. So create some new affirmations. Create your future you now. Be your future you now. How about that? All right. I'm going to see y'all in tomorrow's Daily Vibration. Have a wonderful, wonderful day, my loves. Bye, guys.